Hello children, how are you? This video is for class 7th and the chapter number is 2nd, which is atmosphere. In this chapter we will explore about the composition of the atmosphere and structure of atmosphere. So here in this presentation I will concentrate to two things. One is the composition of atmosphere and second is the structure of the atmosphere. See children, what is atmosphere? Atmosphere is a gaseous mass of air that surrounds the earth, and it is an envelope of the gases, the air that is surrounding the earth, and the composition of atmosphere is very much suitable for having life on earth because it contains 21% of oxygen, 78% of nitrogen, and 1% of the inert gases like argon, krypton, xenon, carbon dioxide. So all these constitute to 1%, which are very, and inert gases are very plays a major role in the atmosphere. Although their concentration is just 1%, but they play a very major role because carbon dioxide is one of the inert gas, and this gas is responsible for maintaining the greenhouse effect in the atmosphere. That means the carbon dioxide is responsible for maintaining the warmth in the atmosphere. If the concentration of carbon dioxide will increase, then it will increase the temperature of the earth, and if the carbon dioxide percentage will decrease, then it will decrease the temperature of the earth. So in this chapter I will concentrate about the composition of the earth, and in the next presentation I will tell you about the greenhouse effect and the global warming. So let's concentrate to the composition of earth. Children, now the earth which is surrounded by the envelope of air, and the matter exists in the three forms like solid, liquid, and gaseous forms, and air is a gaseous form. So it is a mixture of the air is a mixture of the gases. Now these gases are free, the gases being free and light remain in the outer periphery of the planet. Other gases escape through the volcanic eruptions and the chemical reactions within the solid and the liquid masses on the earth. Humans inhale oxygen, which is life supporting, and nitrogen is required for the plant growth and photosynthesis process. You have already read in biology that how does the carbon dioxide and sunlight all etc play a major role in the photosynthesis. Now children, besides the inert gases like ozone. Now ozone is a very important gas which is found in the stratosphere, and this gas prevents the ultraviolet radiations reaching the earth. Means ozone gas is maintaining the temperature. If the pollution will be high, the ozone gas gets depleted, and these days the ozone gas, when the pollution was on the rise, the ozone gas was decreasing in its cover, and we have to maintain the ozone gas very much in the stratosphere in order to save the environment, so that the earth does not become that much of unbearable to have a life on earth. So now structure of the atmosphere. Now there are the different layers in the atmosphere like troposphere, stratosphere, mesosphere, and thermosphere. Now what is troposphere? Now troposphere is the closest layer of the earth, and it extends to up to 16 kilometers from the equator, and it is extending from 8 to 9 kilometers at the poles, and the temperature falls with the rise in the altitude in the troposphere, and that is called as normal lapse rate. Like the temperature decreases by 1 degree Celsius with every 166 meters of the ascent of the height. So this is called as the normal lapse rate. Now gases are dense, gases are thin. As we are closer to the surface of the earth, the gases, the layers of the atmosphere and the troposphere, they are dense. But when we go higher up at the altitude, this gaseous air, the gases in the air goes on thin. So the layer becomes thin. The gaseous layer becomes thin as we rise up in the altitude. Now children, stratosphere. Stratosphere is the second layer of the troposphere. Above troposphere there is tropopause. Now tropopause is a zone of saturation between the starting of the stratosphere and ending of the troposphere, so that is called as a tropopause. So above the tropopause there is a stratosphere, and this stratosphere extends to about 50 km from the earth. Unlike the troposphere, the temperature in the stratosphere, the temperature increases with the increase in altitude, and it is the storehouse for the ozone, which protects the ultraviolet radiations that are falling on the earth and increasing the temperature. Now stratopause is the uppermost boundary of the layer. From the stratopause, the temperature starts again rising rapidly. Above the troposphere there is a mesosphere. Now mesosphere extends up to the boundary of the stratosphere. Say for example it is rising up to 85 km from the surface of the earth, and the layer is extremely cool and the temperature decreases with the increase in altitude. However, the temperature reaches up to 100 degrees Celsius at its highest level, and the layer is extremely cool, but the temperature reaches up to 100 degrees Celsius at its highest level. Now meteors gets burned into this layer. Now you see children, when the meteors are falling towards the earth, they get burnt because when they are coming closer to the earth, the friction increases, and the meteors are turned to the dust particles, and this is how it saves the earth from falling off the meteors. So this layer is the protective layer against the meteors, because meteors gets burnt into this layer. The fourth layer is the thermosphere. Now above mesopause is thermosphere, and this is the upper limit of the atmosphere. It is the way to the interplanetary space, and this layer exists from 350 kilometers to 800 kilometers from the earth, and the temperature goes higher to 1500 degrees Celsius in this layer. Above, between 100 km to 400 km, there are ions present in this layer. Now these ions are the electrically charged particles which are responsible for the radio communication. Had the ionosphere would not have been there, the Marconi would not have succeeded in the invention of radio. So all the wireless communication that we are using today, the radio, so all this communication is responsible because of the ionosphere. Those who are reflecting the radio waves in the entire world. Now the last topic in the thermosphere is about the aurora borealis. Now aurora borealis are the northern lights that appear in the Arctic region. Now in the thermosphere, the uppermost layer is the exosphere, which is about 1000 kilometers, and in this layer the density of air is very low. The temperature fluctuates from 0 degrees Celsius to 1700 degrees Celsius. The trace elements such as helium, hydrogen, neon, argon are found in this layer, and in this layer the space shuttles and the international space stations and the orbit around the earth are installed in the periphery of this layer, and this is the last layer of the earth, the highest layer of the earth, which is a way to the interplanetary space. Now in the next presentation I will discuss about the greenhouse effect and the global warming. Till then, study your second chapter at home, and in the next chapter, I will discuss about the greenhouse effect. In the next presentation, I will discuss about the greenhouse effect and global warming. Till then, goodbye. Thank you.